proceeded to the JKI control room with officers from DCI so as to pinpoint and review the movements of one Monica Nyawera. We were able to follow her trail through JKI, and the same footage was saved and exported to a portable media. I wish to walk you through the footage on the movement of Monica at JKI. So this it's still opening. Let me just
okay, as it's opening, and this is the footage at the airport itself.
This is the footage at the airport itself. This is actually her arrival at 17:38.
You will identify her to us, or you said that the DCI officers were able to find as Monica Nyawera.
So I'll play the video and then show consequently images of the same video from the same video, so that you're able to identify Monica. So from the first video,
can you expand it?
Okay. This is as identified by the DCI officers to me. So this was a person of interest who followed across the terminal.
And so what you said this is at the terminal?
No, this is at Bridge 20. This is actually we actually started viewing her from.
And this was what date and what time? Are you able to tell?
The date and time, actually the timestamps are here. This is on the 19th of September 2018 at 17:38 and 19 seconds. Let me just expand this. Images from the first video, and at this point with your permission, can I walk you through the images? Yeah, so that at least so this is from the plane.
Just with the cursor show us where she is so that they can.
This is Monica. Yeah. I try to.
No, just continue.
Okay.
It's okay. Continue.
So let me just move at the point.
Where is this?
This is at the port health.
What do you mean at the port health?
This is still from the plane. She moves actually to the government agency called the Port Health. So here she is. Here she is walking to immigration at 17:41. Okay, so this has gone.
It's okay here.
She's already past immigration. She's walking towards the terminal exit. This is at 17:50. So, but I'll take you back where she's at immigration. This is Monica at immigration at 17:42. This is her still at immigration. So there are more images of her at immigration. Here she is. This is Monica after immigration. She's going to pick her luggage. This is at 17:44. This is Monica arriving at the baggage hall where she's here to pick her luggage. This is the baggage hall, and there is Monica. And this is what you'd seen earlier at 1750 as she exits. Here she is with her hold baggage as she's exiting the terminal.
And what time is that? Sorry?
This is at 1750. Let me go back to that.
1750.
Terminal building, walking towards the taxi pickup area. Now from afar, from that dotted area is her walking to the taxi pickup point, and that was the last view of
Just
her.
place the cursor where you're talking, place the
Here.
There.
Sorry.
Okay, that is her.
This is her.
Okay. The CD and the certificate as exhibits before. I do pray that the
Retrieval of the CCTV footage and reviewing her movements at the area.
Would you want committee to come in?
Yes.
The committee?
My lady, I feel like Kimeumana to ask questions for the examination, and that we do it largely for purposes of this proceedings. I will be coming in at the point of the examination. I'm not sure the fear that my seniors have, but I will be coming in at the point of the examination.
To your ladyship is that we must really agree.
Insisting all the way.
Yes.
And so you did not really deal with it?
And all that time, your ladyship, my landlord was not feeling micromanaged. I don't know what he said that came from.
I'm praying that we do proceed. One thing, and is very clear as to the role of the victims in, they are not even allowed to ask questions as like prosecutors. There's a way they'll do it. And this is something novel, it's something new, my lady. I'm trying to pick up from one case that is proceeding already, and the way we are doing it is the way they are doing it in the other case.
So let me ask you, I have taken evidence that is 18, 17, 16, and 15. So did these kinds have an opportunity?
Because the victims have a very special place in this proceedings. However, for the past 14 witnesses, we've actually been, the questions have been asked by the prosecutor. So we didn't cross-examine witnesses. And throughout that time, there had never been an issue raised, an objection or anything. That is why we do not understand where this came from, because it came in even before we rose to cross-examine where the fear is. But ideally, we should be allowed to come in and ask questions. The issue could be that there's a confusion here, but we think that for purposes of neatness of the proceedings, we need to come in after we've heard what the defense had. Because before then it means we might not have any clarifications to see.
So if the past four witnesses, sorry Mr. Harris, if indeed during the hearing of the first 14 witnesses you were not heard because the prosecution were taking care of their interests, what has changed?
My lady, it's not that we were not heard. It's an arrangement that we have with them. So if the arrangement, and that is why yesterday when you asked whether I was going to...
Issues you want to raise, the prosecution can bring it on board. Then we go through the general process where we have evidence in chief, cross-examination and re-examination.
But my lady,
that help?
If we put it that way as a rule, and we agree with the prosecution, when it's strictly necessary, then we should be able to clarifier in or two, because we also have clients we're representing, and there would be instances where the client wants us to ask certain questions. It should be open for us to do so. I don't think there should be need to say that we just need to sit down and watch closely.
It should be like that through the prosecution, so there is not an issue of you being cut out of proceedings. It's just that they will be able to take care of their interests. Okay, the way you've done it will continue to do. You certainly cannot come and watch and say nothing and not participate, but it's just the way in which you participate.
Like that is what's supposed to happen, but this is what happens in reality. Because most of the time we even have a conversation. So at best to have the situation as ideal as we would want it. And even at times when we are in chief, I will ask him, have I left out something? So we are praying that we proceed as we are, and we will do our best to have that situation, and taking cognizance already there's a Supreme Court decision on their own. But my lady, we will give the court the easiest and easy way and the defense to proceed with this matter.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Wherever you need him to address the court, seek for him.
Yes.
Okay, does that help? No, wait. I knew you were going to wake up. When they do seek for leave, we'll give you a right of audience. So for the purposes of us moving, all right, can we allow the counsel to go on with cross-examination? You take your cross-examination, right, Mr. Kato? We have the examination, but let's see whether there will be any compelling reason why the counsel.
My lady, just
kindly.
That the position is what I can do, but you see, my lady, they say that as he waits, he may get some revelation, inspiration to ask questions. So, but if that's
and when they arise, we shall deal with them kindly, cross-examine.
My lady, I thought you said we be time conscious on the questions we are asking.
It's very
and the fire was 3 years ago.
It's very key. It's very key. It's very key. It's my case. Sorry, my lady.
Go on. No, go on.
The chief of head of surveillance.
Around that time, I just got a name. There is in between.
So you know where different, for specifically for Monica, you did not know her personally, isn't it? Until that letter of request came from DCI to you, to your desk.
That is true.
Confirm to this court that it's not you who identified her from those footages.
I can confirm that it was DCI officers.
Was it up to the exit after the point where she was going to the taxi? Did you capture her movements?
I would say not, because we don't have 100% coverage even on the line which she took. So there are instances where we missed.
Now, for clarity purposes, from the airport, from the plane, up to the entrance of airport now, do you know what she did and what happened to her up to that time?
Just say that again.
From where to the door of, I think, health officers and taxation?
Yes.
Up to that point, she's entering that door. From where she started, they backed from the aircraft. Do you know what she did?
From the point where you've seen her at 1738, that is disembarking from the bridge, through to Port Health, to immigration, to baggage.
No, we will come to that.
Yes.
I just want from the plane up to entrance into
the health desk or the immigration desk.
Just there, from the aircraft.
At least for that point, we had visibility.
From the aircraft to that place? Did she use the bus that fetches passengers, or she was walking?
I think we need to get something right. There is the aircraft to the lounge where we started.
Yes.
We actually started from the lounge, the corridor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, just confirm to this. Do you know what she did from the aircraft to the lounge?
No, you
don't.
I do not know.
You don't know who she met and who she talked with at that juncture.
That is very true.
Let's start from here now. All right, let's go now to another point. From the time she picked her luggage up to going forward, do you know what she did?
That's a part of matter of knowledge. When you have to, do you know what to do?
No. Do you have did you capture her movements?
From the time she picked her luggage, yes, we had visibility until she did exit the terminal.
Yes. After exit, do you know anything about her?
Until we lost visibility, that's it. So anything we know about her is what you've seen.
Do you know the taxi that she took?
No, I don't.
So you don't know who she talked to before or she met before taking the taxi, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, you said to be very familiar with the operations of the Kenyatta International Airport. You know where surveillance are and where things are. Bags are checked in and received, claimed, isn't it?
Yes.
Did Monica check in any bag?
For these purposes, she was arriving into the country. So you normally check in bags when you are departing.
When she was when you check and you again come to claim. I changed my question. Did she claim any bag?
As she walked to the baggage hall, she was actually going to claim her old baggage.
Her bag. That bag, as it came to where there is luggage claim, it went in through surveillance machines, isn't it? Cameras.
Yes, that is true.
What were its contents?
One, from the request, we were actually looking at the subject matter who was Monica, not her bag.
So you don't know the content, you don't know the contents, or you don't know the contents of her bag that she claimed, isn't it?
That is very true.
Whether it had dollars, it had euros, Kenya shillings, you don't know.
That I wanted to know.
You are aware of the security and operations of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. A bag which has got $2 million US. What you as a security man, what's the operation? What's the routine operation? You are the surveillance, and you have seen a bag with $2 million US.
Again, for clarity's sake, the surveillance cameras can only see the outside of a bag. So whatever is inside there, we do not know. Secondly, to answer your question, there are customs officials who deal with money issues.
Was that bag scanned to know its contents?
Yes, the bag was scanned.
What were its contents?
Again, like I said, I do not have that visibility of what the contents were.
Whether it had money or not, you don't know?
Yes.
Did the late Monica pass through through customs?
Yes, she did.
Was there any interaction with the customs?
None that I recall seeing on what I've provided, the footage provided.
Did she declare any amount of
My
money?
lady, can I object? Is this an investigation, an inquiry as to whether Monica carried money? Because he said his specific role was to survey her in and out and what we have seen. So is this an investigation or an inquiry? Maybe they can tell us so that we can know whether they want to find out if Monica carried money.
My lady, with due respect to my colleague, Dana, this is process of cross-examination. The investigation was selective, from our point of view, the investigation was selective and it left out crucial evidence that if brought before this court, we will know, we will assist the family of Monica to know who killed Monica. So that's the purpose of my cross-examination. It's my case. Let my my colleague not manage my case. It's my case. My defense.
My concern, Mr. Nando, is this, that from what I have gathered from the evidence of the witness, there was a specific request for him to attend the truth. So these questions concerning the content of the bag, whether the customs officer, and they're all played by other officers, my concern is his competence to testify to the truth. So you can cover, you can wade, you can throw your net, you can fish, right, left, and center. But at the end of the day, is he competent to speak to issues that he did not personally interact with? So we can sit here and ask all those questions. Did he produce her passport to them? The question is this: what was his role? Is he competent? When he says, I don't know, I can't say that, I don't know, I didn't know. So that's really where my concern is. Not micromanage you, but just to ask ourselves as whether he has the capacity to deal with some of the issues we are posing to him. That's my concern.
Your concerns are taken care of, my lady.
So with that in mind, kindly just take your process from me.
Operation, the way I had planned my defense has been put off track.
No, you're trying to regularize to not give an adequate time. Please feel free to ask those questions.
For this one, that's all.
You try to finish with all
Yes,
the
my
questions?
lady. Yes, my lady. I'm satisfied.
Are you sure?
Yes, my lady.
If you confirm you are satisfied, then now
I do confirm, my lady.
All right. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Katwa, kindly.
Now, you are in charge of CCTV, and you also received the letter, and that is the context in which you are here today, isn't it?
Yes, that's true.
Now, as the in charge of CCTV, what is the purpose? Why do we need to do that surveillance? What is the purpose? As the CCTV from Monica is based on the DCI saying this is Monica. It's not you who say that.
That is correct.
Now, the CCTV, did you have 100% track of Monica from the time she was at the lodge up to the point in time when she exits the building to get to go to the taxi rank?
I'll repeat again. It's not 100%.
Oh, it's not 100%. And you yourself, at the time you received the letter from the DCI, and even as you prepared to come to testify, you reviewed that CCTV, isn't it? You reviewed the video.
Yes, I did.
Did you see her speak with anybody?
From the video, I do not recall her speaking to anyone.
Does that mean that she didn't speak with anybody, or that she could have spoken but you didn't notice?
Since we said the visibility was not 100%,
Yes.
so it means if it happened, and it was in an uncovered area, I would not have known.
So even at the port point, she doesn't talk anything with the port officer, port health officers.
Just rephrase your question.
My question was initially, did she talk with anybody? Say, to the best of your knowledge, no. And so I wanted to put the question to you. Even when she went to the port health point, she didn't talk with anybody?
If you're talking about checkpoints, yes, at immigration she did interact with someone.
I didn't qualify. I just asked whether she spoke with anybody. Did she speak with anybody at the port point, at the port health point?
Unless I review, I might not collect all the details. Yeah.
What of the immigration officer? You showed us a point at which she spent quite a bit of time with her.
Yeah, she did interact with the immigration officers.
She had a conversation with them?
Yeah, definitely.
How many?
I'm not so sure. The one at the desk, which is the normal procedural thing.
Then she picked her luggage, isn't it?
Yes.
And ordinarily, and I'm talking from experience.
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen me in the CCTV.
I'll review.
Anyway, the point is, after you collect your luggage, there would be officers menacingly standing there wanting to check your bag, isn't it? Normally.
I'm not sure I follow.
After you've collected your bag, there would be people who would want to check to make sure you have not brought anything contraband or duty not paid or anything like that, isn't it? Ordinarily. Are there people who inspect bags?
Let me just put it this way.
Yes.
There are different multi-agency teams within the baggage area who, for one reason or another, will be at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they are ordinarily there.
Yes.
Ordinarily. Now, was Monica's...
Sorry.
Okay. Was Monica's... after she collected her bag, was it inspected?
I do not recall.
You don't recall. Yeah. So you don't know whether or not it was inspected?
From what I've seen in the footage, I don't recall.
You don't recall having seen her?
By inspected, you mean it being opened,
yes,
checked?
Yes, the normal way by those multi-agency officers. You don't recall whether it was?
I don't recall.
Now, the instructions I have, and which Professor had and which he wanted to put to you, which I'm putting to you, is that she was detained for a while. What is your response to that proposition?
From what I've provided,
yes,
I'm not aware that even she was detained.
You're not aware?
And that is what I've given.
Okay. You received anything before she exited that building? You said there's no 100% surveillance.
That is why. If I may, may I just read it out loud. This office had on the 19th, 09/2018 in Kimeumana within Nairobi. The vehicle 168 went through the JKIA from Juba, South Sudan aboard flight KQ353 on 19 September 2018. In order to complete our investigations, kind movement of the above mentioned person covering the dates, that is on the 19th September 2018, between 17:30 hours and 18:15 hours. Your prompt response will be highly appreciated.
There's still room for Prof to come in. You are both still in cross-examination. So if the client wants to give an instruction, we can...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you...
I'm a friendly person.
Or are you able to know whether or what she spoke to the immigration officers or the port health officers? Would you be able to tell from your footage or what you were requested to present to the DCI officers? My lady, that is all. Thank you.
I need to guide us on whether you have more witnesses for today.
No, my lady, we do not have post-warrant against investigation. We are therefore seeking, if there are any documents that the investigating officer, is there any, sorry about this. We are anticipating 8, but I will have a conversation with defense and with committee to see whether there are any documents that I will send the list to them, and then they can be able to identify who they will allow the investigating officer to produce the documents. But I'm seeing 8.
But then for purposes of planning, since all of you have the benefit of the assessment, are there no witnesses or short witnesses?
This will be the investigating or one. But the others from the prosecution side, they are short witnesses. We have no control on the cross.
Okay.
I suggest you take the 3 days to transcript what you can start before. You can start with that one because
we take 4 days in the leadership. For those 3 days, for the first 3 days, you have the leadership, and on the 4th day, you dedicated to the investigating officer. We have quite a bit of questions to ask. Therefore, we requested that we kept 4 days and that all the remaining witnesses be bonded so that they are all available for us. As opposed to a situation where they are going to come tomorrow, then one is lost, and then the day is lost.
If I come to court expecting to commence a hearing at 9, I'm going to take off at 11. But unfortunately, the court was actually sitting from 9 o'clock. I had other matters that commenced at 9, but I think I actually put off most of my matters to tomorrow. Make sure that we start at 10. I know there was a request for me to allow a council to come in late. And I know that council was on the other hall with us. So you're right. I am aware I'm sitting on 3 judge benches, 2 of them. So please, seize the opportunities that you have before the judge is taken away for the election petition, which will definitely take priority.
And come indicate that to our colleague, Ismail, because he knows.
Okay, 12th is out of a 3 judge bench matter.
When we are asking for please just this, our diaries in November are very active. And that is what we are asking. That is and we are asking for 3 days, 4 days, to give us the number of days.
Let me give you the days I have and we'll have a discussion. Okay? And they don't have to follow each other. I have the 14th of October. And unless Prof is uncomfortable with a Friday, I don't mind sitting on a Friday. Okay? So I have the 14th of October. I have the 15th of October. I have the 19th of October and the 21st of October. 4 days.
My son, is not.
I'll just put it out like that is normally very fatal because most other guys
And I don't know why I'm offering my skin. Because most courts do not sit on Fridays. I was just going to say that maybe Friday would be lighter for us. Of course, it's an old matter. But if you do not want to sit on Friday, I will be very happy also. It's my day. It's my day for my judgments and rulings, which means you will be making me sit from Monday to Friday. I'm just offering it.
Your ladyship, we are even getting to the 16th.
I don't have a problem. I know it's a Saturday. I only need clearance from the Chief Justice. And since all of you will have participated, this will not be the first to come to the case.
Your ladyship, by rule of control,
Of course, can we take 2 days in the week of 25th of October and 2 days in November?
Hakuna shida, let's see. So can we do 25th and 26th of October? And then we take 2 other days in November? So,
My lady, can we just...
which is very kind to you if you are saying to this other arrangement.
Mr. Omiti, you'll be away?
No, but my lady, I know how important it is to me.
5th of November. The 11th of November. I want to give you 1st of November and we'll see how far we are. 1 day, or do you want 2 days? Let's take 11th and 12th.
Yes, please.
My lady, we have been trying to tell them that on Friday, just that the court takes its... we also have that in some state court that we can finish the 7 minutes. So we're saying that we have 11th and 15th of November. Maybe.
You see, the management, we are the people who are practicing, and the management of time and the number of days you've been in this court depends on how you conduct my October. And then we, if we will not have finished, then resume on 11th and 15th of November 2020. Court assistant, please place that matter in the diary when I'm fixing other matters thereafter. They do not fix. Who was in this court yesterday? Is he here?
Well, what I know, they have an association and they have a chairperson. The chairperson, I think, is known as